And we are live for what episode number are we in, Jack? I don't remember.
112.
Lies.
Oh, am I wrong?
Actually, no, you're right for once.
Okay.
Yes, for the 112th episode of the JAC Show. And do forgive for the title. It's not as serious question as you think it is. I was just in a mood yesterday.
Yeah.
Just in the mood. You all get in that mood. Isn't that right, Gemini? Who says howdy in the chat? We all get in that
Howdy,
mood, and then you sleep or eat something, and you're out of that mood. I was just in a mood. You know what's a good? Oh, and also you know what's a good mood to have.
Well, what's a good mood to have?
A good mood to have would be hungry, because guess why? You can easily solve it
How so?
by going to a Korean barbecue.
No.
Just to give you an idea how I felt yesterday.
Yeah,
It's no
God.
fault. It's no fault of your own. It's no fault of your own. I wasn't aware how it was gonna be, and I didn't account for the traffic, so I don't blame you.
I even told my brother, I'm like, all right, so we're gonna go an hour later. I'm like, okay, it's already 5, and we're already like in downtown, or 5:13, and we're already downtown, and you give
Making
me a
his way
text like,
downtown.
yeah, it's gonna take me an hour to get there. Are you sure you can wait for us? For me, I'm like, I mean, if it was just me, I can.
Well, you and 2 other people.
Yeah, well, 3 in total because my brother, his friend, and my other friend Juan.
Juan.
So, if it was me, I would have been like, all right, I'm just gonna look around, have fun in the downtown. Hopefully, don't get mugged.
Staying away from the hobos.
Yep, but sadly, I was not there alone. Or, thankfully. Either way.
Been inside too long. But yeah, and I was like, yeah, no, this is and to quote the great what was that actor's name? Oh, god dang it. Quote the great Terrence Howard from Iron Man 1. Next time, baby. Next time. Yeah, but in case, I'm in the bedroom, ate some tamales for lunch today, so no Korean barbecue, but it's better than a ham sandwich.
Although, what was annoying is that they were eating pretty slowly. Like, okay, I'm here trying to order as quickly as I can.
Right.
And they're taking their sweet time eating. I'm like, no, eat. Gotta get your money's worth.
Oh, that's right. There's a time limit, right?
Yeah, you have 2 hours to eat, so you gotta get your money's worth.
Oh my
Then
gosh.
what's worse, my brother, he got second. He fell for the trap. He got seconds for the rice.
Oh, that's how they
Don't
get you.
get seconds for the rice. That's how they get you.
That's how they get you. It's like the never-ending pasta. That's how they get you.
Yeah.
Also, Jack, remember coming earlier before the stream started about my brother just realized it's 2022, and you said you wonder if he keep writing 2021 on his homework paper.
Yeah.
Just got a message, and I quote for my little brother. I've been writing 2021 on my school papers for the past 4 months. So that answers your question, Jack.
Wait, who was the one that like told him? Was he the one that just figured it out, or the teacher went like, it's 2022, right?
I think he just figured it out. I'm surprised the teacher hasn't told him. Then again, just to go to back in my day type of story. He doesn't really have homework. It's more so whatever work you don't finish at school, just finish it at home, and that's your homework.
He's still. Wait, how old is he again? He's in middle school, right?
Yep.
Intermediate. I mean, I guess you could.
Yeah,
say.
he will be. I guess you would call a preteen, or if you are a slime ball, a tween. I know. I prefer the word preteen because that's literally what he is. That's literally what he is. He's no tween.
When does he get into high school?
In about a couple years.
Jesus Christ, we're getting old.
I know, and think about this. And we might not go. We probably won't. But the 10-year reunion of our high school class is like in 3 years.
Jesus Christ!
I know, huh?
Oh no!
Oh man, yep.
If there is a
Food for
chance,
thought.
if there's a chance, I can see. Actually, no. Everyone would be busy. I'm not even gonna go. Why would I go? There's no. Everyone will be too busy. Like any. Angel is too busy. He can't really do anything. And
I've
the other half of the group, I don't want to see at all.
oh boy. And the people I still talk to in high school, I'm talking to right now as we speak on this stream. So we're gonna just go to a reunion and say this and talk like we usually do, and then go, "Hey, remember
Oh,
that guy or remember that girl?" And I go,
oh,
"No,"
oh,
and you no, you say that, then I go, "Honestly, no, I don't remember any of these people."
oh. Oh, worse. Uh, it'll be on a Wednesday, and it'll be like, "Hey, everyone, it's the JAC Show 10-year anniversary reunion special. We have here one of our popular kids in high school." Just
Was he
like shove
though?
a mic in their face.
Oh no, we have to be on camera. Oh god dang it! Then we're gonna have to. Oh no, it'll be one of those either Instagram or does TikTok do live streams? I only know I know Instagram does.
Oh yeah, TikTok does do live streams, but you have to have 1,000 followers.
Jack, get 1,000 followers before the year 2025.
Fine, I have to go back and do TikToks again. I kind of stopped because I was like, it was hampering on me trying to finish up my homework on last semester, and then I kind of forgot about the account.
It's all right. It's there for when we want to use it. So
Yeah.
it's no big deal. We're small enough that you, it's our luxury of the size our audience is. We always appreciate our audience, but luckily we're small enough that no one really cares if we don't or do anything. But unless we have unless we promise it on air, like that mixtape, which is coming, and I'm gonna have to cut my losses on the current recordings of it because it's one of those things where I'm going, all right, you know what, I'm doing too much. Is not I don't think Jack can rap over this, so let's dial it back, keep it simple. Fix
Run it
what
back.
it is, run it back. Fix what it needs to be fixed, and then just send it to us so it's out there, and so we can get those millions of views on TikTok.
Yeah, then those 10 million views on or listens in SoundCloud.
Exactly, and then we go to Spotify.
Ooh.
I know.
If we actually do have the song on Spotify, that will
And
be
Apple Music.
nah, screw Apple Music.
Okay,
Spotify only.
Spotify.
It'll be a Spotify
It's
exclusive.
it's so yes. I mean, of course, you could listen to it for free on the YouTube channel, or you could pay $10.99 a month to listen to it on your phone
Yeah, without ads.
without ads. That's true. That's true. So there you go. There you go. Pick your poison, ladies and gentlemen. There'll never be a definitive way to listen to Best So and the Dandy. Not really. Any
Oh, but that'll be the definitive edition.
are we gonna do? Are we gonna have a album of the year edition as well? Day one edition, gold edition, platinum edition, and then after a few years, we're going to discount a free song and call it the greatest hits of Best and the Dandy. Oh man, I always appreciate those little additions that were on physical copies. I mean, nowadays, especially with digital games and PC shopping, doesn't mean anything anymore. But back then, seeing Mario Kart Double Mario Kart Double Dash for $20. Oh man, now it's a steal. But we already talked about enough about that in the last episode. Let's move forward. We gotta move forward, Jack. We gotta move forward.
Yeah, we can't move back. We have to move forward.
But to go forward, we gotta move back.
That's quitter talk.
2 steps forward, 1 step back. Oh man, so I noticed some. So I've actually want to notice something too, and it relates to the title of the episode, in which well, it somewhat relates, not quite. I just need something catchy, and then that question just came to my head, and I think it's an eye grabber. I don't know about you. Makes it sound like a bunch of black pillars, but not really, not
black
really.
pillar.
Oh, you never heard that term? Have you not?
No.
I thought you were an internet guy.
What is a geek without geek culture? Okay.
Long story short, black pill is just a term people use to when they want to hit you with the ugly truth. That's essentially what it is. And
That just sounds like red pill with more.
no, red pill is more like, yo, bro, gotta wake up to reality. Black pill is the one is go, yo, you gotta wake up from reality, and you can't do anything about it. With the red pill, you can do something about it, but the black pill is like, nah, bro, you can't do anything. It's destiny.
This is your destiny.
Destiny.
We will be heroes.
Destiny
Sorry,
is destiny is destiny. I still
manifest
can't.
destiny.
Oh boy. Trail of tears of joy.
Start randomly saying historical event.
The Louisiana Purchase.
Oh, speaking of which. Speaking of historical event.
War of 1812.
Well, it has to do with the current war, but it's something funny.
What is it?
Putin sanctioned Joe Biden. Not America. Just specifically Joe Biden. Now, how the hell does that work? When the guy doesn't even have any assets in Russia? I don't know.
No, but you know who does have assets over in that area? Not really Russia, but the place that Russia is in. Biden's son, his oldest son.
Yeah, but remember, this is Joe Biden. Sanctioned Joe Biden. Not saying Joe Biden's son. It just said Joe Biden.
Hey, maybe it's the Biden clan. You never know. You thought about that?
Plus, one of the people in their I don't know, their group said that apparently Joe Biden's name he's a junior, so they could have accidentally sanctioned
his dad.
Who is dead.
That'll teach him. That'll teach that great Russian intelligence there. That's work of the KGB right there.
You can't stop. Death will not stop you from.
Oh man. Although I am pretty much out of any loop what's going on with current events, mostly because well, I have my own life to live and duties to perform, and I can't be like a friend I know, not Jack, is another friend I know, who spends their time looking up every single information about it and wants to imagine what they will do if they're out there in the front lines, and then lecture me on the phone about it.
That's weird.
About how I should care when I'm like, you just woke me from a nap. I'm groggy, a little hungry, and this is the time you decide to give me a lecture on Soviet history.
I'm sleepy. I'm hangry. What do you want?
She's lucky she's a girl. That's all I could say.
Another historical thing. Oh, by the way,
hello, Ghetto. Speaking of an historical event, hey Ghetto, you made it to the stream.
But it happened yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
It's only been approved by the Senate. It hasn't gone through the House.
Oh, that's right. I think I saw you tweet about it, but go ahead.
We are getting closer to permanent daylight savings time. If there was anything political that I would put in my Twitter, that was the only thing. And I hate it just because I lost 1 hour, and if this passes, I'm never gonna get that hour back.
Petty. This man. So petty.
I literally talked to one of my coworkers. Because I told her like how freaky it was in the middle of the night that I'm like watching a show on my phone at like 1:57. I'm like, oh, it's almost my show's almost done. I'm gonna finish this and then I'm gonna go out and do my round. It finishes like it only had like 5 minutes left in that show. It finishes. I look up at the clock. 3:02.
Jack, you just traveled through time.
And it freaked me out until I looked up online that it was daylight savings time that day. And then I was talking to my coworker about it, and I'm like, oh, but you know what? I get I lose an hour, but I'll get it back next time, and then some because I'll have an hour extra in overtime.
But if this bill passes,
If this bill passes, I'm not getting an extra hour in overtime, and I'm gonna lose $14 for the whole year.
well, if you feel that that sincere and a little bit petty, if you feel that way, says Jack, is about the Senate bill, and of course it's already passed in the Senate. Contact your local congressman representative and let them know that you do not want this bill to pass, and that you rather change your clock 2 times a year.
I'll be like, I'm calling because I am mad. You guys are gonna steal my money. He's like, what are you talking about? You're gonna steal that 1 hour that I was owed. What are you talking about? You're gonna make the daylight savings time permanent.
He goes, where's my hour?
Where's my hour? Where is it?
Where did the other drugs go? Wait, what?
Like,
Actually, oh my gosh, I was so down in the dumps yesterday. I can actually talk about this because speaking
right,
of gruff voices and drugs,
okay.
don't worry, it's not that bad. I'm not doing heroin yet. It's a healthy drug, I'm told.
The only heroin I will do
helps you lose
is
weight.
Wonder Woman.
Not Power Girl?
Actually, more preferred Power Girl.
What about Raven?
Yes.
Harley? No, she's not a heroine. No.
She's barely becoming an anti-hero. I think.
Yellow says, if it passes, demand your 14 bones back from your senator.
With overtime.
Oh,
21.
Exactly. Exactly, Jack. You're gonna have to contact Ted Cruz about that.
Ted Cruz, give me my $21. If you do that for me,
go
ahead.
No,
go ahead and pass the bill.
Go to Ted Cruz's office. Just tell him, "Where's my money, honey?" Any case, last weekend, I actually got to see the Batman. Yeah, and I guess the best way to start off with my thoughts on the Batman, because I only talked about it briefly on my Discord server. I did not mention it on Twitter because I don't want that type of. Actually, no, I was just too lazy. It's not why anything. I was just lazy, but I want to talk about it here now. Of course, I will not spoil anything, just in case there's one of you who still wants to see that movie or just don't want to be spoiled. I will say this: that I do understand why that movie is getting mainstream media will say it's getting a whole bunch of praise, but in reality, it's one of those movies where I feel like people don't really know what to make of it. Because how can I describe the movie? So for one, yes, it is long, and in the movie probably should have trimmed about 30 minutes of its runtime. Because there was a certain part in the movie where it felt like, wow, we're wrapping things up, and then no, we still got that was just that subplot's finished. We still got the main plot to finish. It's like, oh, okay, but so that's like one of the recurring issues we've been seeing. And it's valid, the movie it can feel long, so it's definitely not one of those you can just put it on and watch it movies. It's actually not.
Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely not a you can just put on and watch in the background type movie, because that movie demands your attention at all times. Mostly due to the fact is the direction and the fact that, and something I that you can only appreciate when you don't see it often. It knows how to be quiet.
Okay, that's good.
Hmm.
That's a kind of a tough thing to do in most movies nowadays.
Yeah, it's not your typical superhero fare, and a lot of the action that's presented. Uh, Honestly, like in all fairness, the only fantastical thing is just Batman's armor, and that's it.
Now the question is that I have because my supervisor he kind of talked a little bit about it, not too much in detail to not spoil, but he said that the coloring of the movie is very gray, dulled, almost noir kind of way. Does the actual movie itself feel like a noir, or is it just does it still have that actiony type of feel to it?
Actually, no, it is very much feel. Put it this way: it does feel like noir, a noir at times, because
Hmm.
it does, because at certain points it does actually try to go for a horror aesthetic, and if you've seen old noir movies, they're not necessarily always about crime or mob bosses or anything. Noir is mostly defined by how the movie is presented and its style. Now,
Yeah.
I won't consider the Batman to be a noir because it doesn't go that far, but it
Hmm.
has elements of it where there's a lot of close up shots, and there's I kid you not, there's intentional moments where the screen is blurry for artistic reasons.
Oh.
It's a very artistic film, and so when it gets blurry, no, your eyes not watering are not watering. No, the camera is intentionally out of focus to emit certain emotion or feeling from the viewer.
Huh.
And as now surprisingly, it does balance the more slow methodical parts of the movie with the action, so it doesn't feel like at a certain point it gets so long that you just wait for the action, because the parts that were to slow down and Batman's trying to figure out the big mystery of the movie is actually interesting. And I actually do appreciate the fact that this is it's a weird thing to say, and I notice this this is more like a feeling. I don't know the actual numbers, but this feels like the only, aside from the 1966 Batman movie starring Adam West, this
Hmm.
feels like the only other Batman movie which you see more of Batman than Bruce Wayne. And when he's
Okay.
on screen, he's in the costume like 75% of the time.
Oh, okay.
So,
That's
and,
good.
and I do appreciate that. And they don't do the thing where he's on camera but he takes off the mask so he can talk to someone. No, everything stays on. In fact, as far as I remember, there's not even a moment where, I think there's only one or two moments where he actually just takes off the helmet. But it makes sense for the scene that it's supposed to be used for. It's not like in those
Hmm.
Marvel movies where all of a sudden everyone's always taking off their helmets or masks at any given opportunity. It's not like that. Ghetto says, "How does Catwoman's butt look?" I actually really enjoy this version of Catwoman. I'm not gonna lie, and I mean that both as a character and because the actress is very pretty. She is very pretty, and only thing I wish she got a better mask. That's all I ask. I wish she got a better mask, because allegedly not her actual like sneaking outfit. I was like, they put money into that mask. They put no money into that. But I guess that's kind of the point. I guess
We
we're
ran out of money in the budget,
it's
but how we're gonna make the mask?
just
Make
cut
it out of
just
paper mache.
no, it's literally cut a hole in the ski mask. But I do enjoy
Get a
this
blow.
Catwoman, and there's actually even like a scene where you actually get to see how Catwoman steal things, and like you see her actually manipulate her trying to open a safe.
Ooh,
So
cool.
there's a lot of so there is a lot of attention to details of when characters are doing something. It doesn't really cut to character says they do this or they do it briefly and it cuts to the next thing. No, if Batman says he's going to investigate something, he's going to investigate. Um, if there's anything I find just jarring or just interesting, is that the way Riddler's portrayed is very interesting. It's unique. It's very different from other Riddlers you've ever seen. He's definitely not like the comics. Definitely not like the Arkham one. Very different. And your mileage may vary how you might think of the guy. That's how I'll put it that way. Funny enough, there is a little humor in the movie, little, and some of it comes from Riddler.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah, but it's one of those things where like I don't know, I'm laughing because his joke is funny, or because the character is just odd. One of those things. Oh, what else? Uh, there is a plot element which involves the Wayne family that I'm not. I like the way how they handle it in the movie, but in general, I don't. I never like. It's not too much of a spoiler, but let's just say I don't. I am not in favor whenever writers try to essentially make the Waynes look like very how do I put this, make them almost terrible people. I'm not a big fan of that because, from my point of view, it kind of tarnishes it tarnishes the moment when they tragically die. And I guess this viewpoint Bruce has of them, and how he became the man he is because of his parents.
Yeah.
And if you mess with that, it just really just messes with how that is established, and you end up just a movie with just a very pouting Bruce going over about his parents, which does happen in this movie, but it's resolved in one scene because there's bigger things going on. So not a fan of it.
Say her name.
Not a fan of it, but I do appreciate the way they handle it. And it's definitely much better than the Telltale's game, that's for sure.
I forgot that they did something with that.
Also, I do like the Batmobile. A lot of people complain that it just looks like a muscle car. Yeah, it does.
Okay, so it's an actual Batmobile, not just a
It's not a tank.
bat tank.
No, it's an actual car.
Okay, that I actually like that. I
and,
like that.
And I do like there's like they still keep some more classical elements. How his Batmobile is still powered by like one essentially small aircraft engine in the back.
I mean, isn't that like one of the most or like the earlier Batman iterations? Not the early Batman iterations, but the early 2000s, I would say.
No, that's actually something that was popularized in the 60s.
Really? I don't remember that.
Prior to the 60s, so how it was is that the Batmobile, for a good number of years, Batman didn't really have one. He literally just had a car.
Yeah.
And then when they started to introduce Batmobiles, it was just a car with a bat face shield in the front. It wasn't until the 60s show in which the Batmobile had any really definitive look, aside from bat shield in the front and maybe some like wings on the end of the spoilers to resemble a bat wings.
Yeah.
And when you look at the 60s show, that was also not sort of muscle car, but it was definitely a cruiser type of car, and that was actually a functional car, the 60s one. And I like how it was pretty much the one in this movie. It's the equivalent of that, where Bruce just essentially modded a modern muscle car to be his Batmobile.
Yeah, and like it would make sense, at least to me, to have like your Batmobile, then a bat tank separately, not together.
Mm-hmm. And also we get and also there is a lot of the detective elements in play here in this movie where you actually get to see Batman do reconnaissance, follow people, try to find information, go in hiding, do interrogations. Batman things. It's nice to see him do Batman things. which is amazing. That's something that is desired in in a modern superhero film. Hey, can the character do what the character does? Is that too
No.
much to ask?
Yes, it is. We gotta make them do crazy stuff first, and then they can do whatever they want,
Yeah. Sup-
character wise.
Surprisingly, no batarangs. No batarangs in the
No
entire movie.
batarang?
No
Oh, that,
batarangs.
what about the grapple? Fast
Yes.
claw.
Yes, and guess what? You actually get to see where the grapple hinges to. So it's like he shoots it, and it shows you a logical place where it would actually support his weight.
Oh, that's good.
So he
Like,
doesn't just shoot it at a random place, and he just flies off. So you know he's shooting over there, and you see it hook on, and then he goes up. And there's actually some cool moment where Batman pretty much f up his landing. And I was like, oh wow, yeah, because is established. This is only his second year as Batman, so he's not the big. He's not this essentially the superhuman that is always portrayed in lots of media and in the comics. No, he messes up, and he messes up big time in one particular scene, which was almost funny in of itself because it was so surreal. It's so surreal it kind of plays with your expectations because you see Batman do something that Batman always does very casually, and then to see it where he messes up something that you take for granted, it goes, oh, that's right, that would happen, and he doesn't just lands on his feet and he's back in the action. Nope, that hurts. He's hurt a lot. Oh, Ghetto says, Elise Kravitz, the actress playing this Catwoman, is better than Hathaway by like 10 miles, man. By like 10 miles. And personally, I find more attractive, but that's near here or there. I actually do like this Catwoman very much, and she plays that Catwoman role very well. Ghetto says, how does he fight? How does Batman fight?
is it more brutish, like in some of the Batman movies, or is it like actual somewhat martial art type?
He does do martial art. He does do martial arts, but I guess it's very grounded, and is very grounded. And I could spoil this because it's literally like the beginning of the movie, and you see in the trailers. You recall that scene he where he goes in to stop these like group of punks with like this makeup on, and
Hmm.
you know and you recall that moment where he's like punching a punk to the ground.
Yeah.
So Well, so what's interesting was that first up, that wasn't as long as I thought it was gonna be because I thought it was gonna be a scene where he just keeps punching and punching and punching and punching out of anger. But no, he punches a few times and he gets up, intimidating the other punks. And when they start, he isn't just casual. He's not casual. He isn't just like knocking out one by one. He hits him to the ground, goes to the other one. The one he hits to the ground, come backs up to hit him again. So it's very ground and very real. And that Batman's, he's by himself. He's not gonna deflect everything. He's not gonna hit everything. And so you see him miss. You see him maybe not block in time. Or or you see him be taking put in a disadvantage. He tries to find a way to turn the tables around his opponent. So there's a lot of moments where he has to be creative on the spot, and he does use real martial arts, just not in a very film way. When you look at this guy, okay, this guy is trying to fight. He's
Now,
not.
the better question from my side:
Hmm. And
does
also he
every
does.
thug?
And also you do see he gets like tired and he's winded, and like
Okay.
by the end of a fight, he's like, like that.
Now, the big question for me is: does every thug know martial arts?
No,
Okay, that's
no.
better.
And in fact,
Thank God.
actually they're pretty smart. The first thing they do is shoot him, but because the armor,
Even better.
it pretty much is useless. And there's a few, and it makes sense. And it makes sense that once they realize they can't really just shoot Batman, they try to hit him, and then so the costume makes sense in that he has it so well defense that the biggest offense of the opponent is useless. So they have no choice but to hit the guy, and so Batman has the advantage of taking them out because he's more experienced fighter than any goon or punk that goes his way.
I mean, not just that. I mean, like what? Okay, my process, if I was a criminal against the Batman and I saw that my gun wasn't doing anything, I'm not gonna go and be like, screw my gun, and let me run at him and punch him. Because now you're just punching steel or
Yeah.
whatever the Kevlar or bullet armor. I mean, you saw the bullets deflect off his armor.
Yeah.
So how is my punch gonna be able to do anything?
Because
I'm just gonna run the opposite direction, or I'm just gonna run to the next nearest Gotham PD and just put myself in jail.
true, but then that's just a random criminal. Not if you work for a mob boss or something like that.
Yeah.
So that kind of changes things. You either do your job and just get hit with a broken nose, or you get killed by your mob boss for not doing your job.
Or here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna shoot him. I notice that it doesn't work. I'll put down my gun and be like, just make it quick. just make it quick.
Oh, and
My
also,
punch is not gonna do
oh,
anything.
and also, unlike the Ben Affleck version of Batman,
Hmm.
this one does not kill and does not use guns, and they do make a point of that. But I do like it. It's just a part of his character. They don't try to give him his moral reasons or try to make a big deal about it. It's just nope. We all understand. It's just how he operates. He says it. It's done. Like move on.
Yeah, I mean, most people already know it's established that he just doesn't use guns, so
Hmm.
there is no need to explain it over and over again.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what I do. And and personally, like I said, at moments is a very artistic film, and and is I cannot compare it to any of the previous Batman films. I guess but if I have to do, it'll be like this: the way it's shot and a lot of the creative scenes and aspects of it does make Gotham not just any other city, which is kind of the big problems with the Dark Knight trilogy, Dark Knight movies, and that
Hmm.
it made Gotham look like just a regular city
Hmm.
instead of this city that's always in constant is always in constant depression and danger and just utter rottenness as always kind of described within the comics. You do get a bit of that of here with some neat architecture here and there, and it also helps that because it's always raining and it's always at most of the time it's at night, and you still get a little fantastical elements, nothing extraordinary. It still feels like a very unique city of its own time and era, and so it has that, and a lot of the choreography and the detective moments and the criminals that happen still feel very grounded and real. So the best way to describe it is it has the look it has a look and feel of an old Batman movie
Hmm.
with the type of storytelling of a modern Batman movie.
Okay.
So it's honestly like how you get the best of both worlds, where you get to something that's still idealized and very comicky and uniquely interesting in terms of presentation, and you still get something that is somewhat grounded in reality, but it's not so grounded that you can't imagine anything else happen. Like you can't imagine this world that has no Superman or no powers. At least nothing established. At least nothing just or nothing that's gonna break the setting. It could still happen, and so and I do appreciate what about this movie that they don't try to make it so realistic that it feels like Batman's like can be the only type of hero that exists.
Huh. Okay. Well, yeah, that's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. And let me see what Ghetto says. Wait, that shot with Nostalgia Critic. What do you mean that shot with Nostalgia Critic? Like, oh yeah, that one. And like interesting perspective. I get what they're going for. It looked kind of goofy, but whatever. Ghetto says, love to see Adventure Birds when the goon runs out of bullets. He throws it in another in another flat in another flat asks why does he do it and makes him to go get it. Why you throw your gun? Go get it. Don't throw your gun away. Oh man. So overall, if I had to give like a rating for this movie, it would be a your mileage may vary. I can see people loving this movie, and I can
Hmm.
see people being bored with this movie.
What is your personal rating then? Just like out of 10.
First, I don't use the numbers. I would say, I would say it's honestly a good it's just a good recommendation. I would recommend seeing it. If you don't want to take that risk, just go see a matinee, so you don't have to pay the full ticket price. If you're not sure if you're gonna like it, because like I said, it's very unique. It's very different from
And
what came before.
doesn't it stream on HBO Max eventually?
Eventually, not now though. Not now. It's in theaters, and
Yeah,
then a
I'm
few
gonna try to
months
watch it
it'll
then.
be in HBO Max. Yeah. Although I do wonder how it's gonna be on HBO Max. 'Cause at least with the theater, with it's a very dark, it does help with the mood that the movie's going for.
Well, I'll just watch it late at night in my room
I guess. I
with
I sh-
headphones.
I suppose.
If I wanna destroy my eardrums, I'll just crank up the headphones to max.
To turn it to 11. Oh, and there actually is a few cute, cool scenes that I actually really did enjoy. And like I said, the movie's not afraid to be a little goofy. Not all the time, just a little bit. And there's certainly a few scenes where it's like, I think that's supposed to be goofy. Oh, okay, there's on HBO next month. Well, there you go. You can watch
Huzzah!
the Batman, not Batman, the Batman next month,
But not to be confused with the Batman animated
and not to be confused. No, I think that's it for anything that's called the Batman. So yeah, I personally recommend it, but don't be mad at me if you don't like it.
I'll be mad at you if I want to now. Now that you said that, I'll be mad at you.
Although personally, I think the people who really don't like it are people who are just so used to the Marvel way of making movies that when they see
Uh,
something that doesn't follow that film style to a T, it's like where are the jokes? Why it's so dark?
why is everything so serious?
Why I can't see the actor's face all the time. Oh, and as far as like the Robert Pattinson's performance as Bruce Wayne and Batman, obviously people were already skeptical making fun of because he was famous for playing Vampire Boy. I,
That was the thing I was surprised about. I completely forgot that he was the one that played that character.
everyone just kind of memory hold those movies, but I remember, I was there. I remember how the hype and the attention those Twilight movies and books got. I was there. I
I only
remember.
remembered.
Heck,
I
I could
only
ask
remember
Blue
being.
right now and ask her where were you when Twilight was a thing. I can ask
I
her right now.
I only remember being made fun of.
that too. And
God,
I was never worried because Pattinson actually is a good actor, and he played a very convincing he played a very convincing Bruce Wayne who's still learning. And that's the thing they gotta keep in mind. This isn't Batman is prime. This is a Batman still learning.
I still am on day one instead. See how that goes.
Well, actually, you can. It's a great book called Batman Year One. You should read it.
I want to see it on the theater though.
You can watch the animated adaptation of Year One.
Oh, okay.
There you go. So there you go. Granted, I would say read the comic because it's a better, but it's there if you want it. It's not a terrible adaptation. It's there.
If I read the comic, that means you're gonna have to accept that I do piracy.
Or you could just
Are you
watch,
good?
or you could just watch it on HBO Max since you already got it.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. There were for some weird reason that I guess since the movie release, that may be the reason why I've been seeing a lot of Batman animated movies, or at least the Justice League movies pop up. Like I saw the one where it was Batman met Green Lantern for the first time, and Green Lantern's just asking him, So, do you drink blood or do you not do that?
Oh,
Like,
I know what you're talking about. That's the that was that was the I think it was like a Justice League War or something.
yeah, something like that.
Yeah, it's pretty much just an adaptation of the first Justice League arc from New 52, and it is what it is. It has its fans. I'm not big on it. Mostly because it feels like every writer just wants to wank Batman off to like the nth degree.
So you're just a guy wearing a bat suit? That's nothing.
That's what he should. That's what we should have written as. That yeah, you're just a guy in the. You're smart, very smart, but but why are you here? That's pretty much what should be saying.
Why not make a robot and have him fight for you?
Wait, guess this. What he either saying? Why the hell is Bruce Wayne or what? Might want to rewrite that. I don't know what question you're trying to say. Get it?
Who the hell is Bruce Wayne? What is Bruce Wayne? Why is
Bruce
Bruce
Wayne.
Wayne?
How is Bruce Wayne? That's the real question. No one asks how is Bruce Wayne
Starts crying about the parent
again.
again.
Oh, because Ghetto says, "Who the hell is Bruce Wayne?" Oh, that's probably a line from that movie. But yeah, so yeah, I'll end it there. The Batman, solid. Should definitely check. Should I check it? I should say definitely check it out to have your own opinion because it varies. It's a very artistic film with its own direction and setting, and 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 describing it without going to spoilers doesn't really cover a lot of ground. So if you want to wait for its HBO Max, go ahead. If you want to see it now, I recommend. If you want to see it now in the theater, I recommend just going at a matinee ticket. You could go full price, but at that point, might as well just bring your buddies and have some popcorn. Go the whole mile, essentially. Hey, Chris says, why isn't Batman just an Iron Batman in an Iron Batman type suit? Well, to quote a character who's been drawn in various poses and positions all over the internet on certain web forums, because if he's in an armor type, then he can't be flexible. And also, Batwing exists. And do you want Batman to become Batwing? Do you, Chris? Think about it.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Can't well
Yellow says I'll probably end up seeing it.
if it's a
Yeah.
fantastical area, then wouldn't you be able to make a robot that's flexible?
Yeah, you definitely can. But then is that Batman? But then by the end of the day, is that even Batman? Like he has a look. Maybe you
No,
can.
it's called Batbot. Batbot.
Batman. Chris says, "Who the hell is Batwing? You don't know Batwing."
No one ever says how the hell is Batwing.
No, he says, "Who the hell is Batwing?" Oh, you don't remember Batwing, Chris? That great character who's definitely not a for who definitely writers don't forget is part of the Bat family, and is one of like the and it's like one of the few black characters that's not Lucius Fox. That's part of Batman's like stories.
I was thinking of like the freaking plane.
What? Wait, plane?
Yeah, I thought he named his plane the Batwing.
Oh, I mean, it depends on which version you're watching. Sometimes called the Batwing, sometimes called the Batplane. But no, Batwing is an actual character in the comics who if
Oh, I see. I see it
who
now.
is literally just Iron Man, Batman, and the person in the suit is Lucius Fox's, I believe.
I
At the
see
time,
that.
well, it used to be his firstborn son, but now we don't know if it's his firstborn son anymore because apparently Lucius Fox had a bastard at one point. Retcons, gotta love them. But that's neither here or there. Because no one cares about Batwing. You don't care about Batwing. Ghetto doesn't
What
care
about
about
that
Batwing.
one? What about that one? That was like in the Bat family. That always does the work in the morning.
Oh, the
That his
signal?
name
Like, oh,
Signal.
signal? Yeah, after, like, his miniseries, no writer is ever trying to bring him up again. I kid you not, he wasn't even meant like in the last big I get us this thing I do. Oh, it's the first time hearing it. This is the first time hearing it, Ghetto. That's uh huh. Yeah, I didn't hear you talking about all that good shit about Batwing before this. I bet you thought it was spelled Batwang, and that turned you on. In any case, no, I'm sure he's a fine character. I'm just joking around. He's probably fine. He's probably okay. He's probably just hasn't been written well. Like the Signal, literally introduced, had a few stories, wasn't even the last big Batman story. Almost like the creators just probably forgot he existed. So he's there, doing his thing. At least we hope so. That's really all we can say about it. I doubt he's retired because he's still young. I'm surprised they didn't choose him to be the next Batman instead of Lucius Fox's son that they made up for that exact story. Okay, I'm done. I'm done now. I'm done. Unless Ghetto or Chris go off of me again.
But yeah, what happened to the Signal with the whole story thing again? You were mentioning it.
He's just there, but he's not
There.
used. He didn't die or anything like that. He's literally just there.
Because it would really help out. I mean, now like after learning about the Signal, it makes sense now how Batman could sleep on the daytime or like do most of his stuff at night, other than being like, oh yeah, he just never sleeps. He only sleeps like 2 hours and that's it.
Yeah, it makes sense to have like someone do the daytime stuff, but it's very funny because you would think any of the Robins would do that. You know,
You would
of
think.
like obviously, like we get Nightwing, he's doing his own thing, either in Bloodhaven or the Titans. Damien, he could still do his own thing in the morning, or of course he'll child along with Batman. There's Tim Drake, the third Robin. He could literally do the day stuff. There's nothing stopping him.
Yeah.
Jason Todd, well, no, that's out of the question. That's out of the question. So yeah, I can see. So I understand why the Signal was made, but it and he has and he has some like Ghetto's actually read his stuff because I can't say I have. He has some good stories under his belt. It's just that just a lot of writers don't use him.
My God, isn't the Signal the only other Bat family member that he actually like is a favorite other than Tim Drake?
Then there's Dick.
Yeah, but I thought Tim Drake was like the best Robin, kind of hinted towards it, and he
Yeah.
kind of like put the Signal kind of close to that range too.
I think Ghetto can answer you that question.
Could
And
have sworn it was something like that.
I'm
I
sure.
just saw like very small clips, and I tried trying to find some things for the Signal, but it's hard to find them even pirated.
Hey Douglas, what's up? We just came in to hopefully finish our talk on Batman, but somehow we keep getting back to Batman.
Batman, he is the best man. Well, not really.
No, no, that was Clark actually. He was the best man at Batman's wedding. All good that did. He also says, and then they actually gave the dude detective vision. Oh, they gave the
Hell
Signal
yeah.
detective vision. Oh,
Hell
it's
yeah.
cheater.
Now he could see through walls.
Now,
And
oh, you
yeah.
Actually, I feel bad for to change gears, completely. I feel bad for the new Horizon Zero Dawn game.
Man, I was talking to my brother and I was explaining to him the today's day and age of the definition of AAA game. Because at first my brother was getting pissed off or getting a little bit mad that that Elden Ring and Horizon, whatever the new name of it, because it's not Zero Dawn, it's something else to it. But Horizon were being compared, and I'm just like, yeah, but it's because it's not comparing the games; it's comparing a AAA game to a non AAA game.
Is Elden Ring not a
And
AAA game?
this time, yeah, yeah, Elden Ring is not AAA.
but it's published by a major publisher with by a major development team.
It's but they usually the Souls company they don't really do a lot of. They're not really considered AAA.
Then what are they? Then what are they? Then what? Well, then what are they? Are they the in between? Because they're definitely not indie.
They're not indie, but they're like I guess in between because a lot of AAA devs kind of like already tried to say that the game was garbage and stuff like that because of the UX, the
Well,
user experience
oh
is
god.
garbage, the questing is garbage.
To
The
although to be fair, AAA is usually designed in terms of how much budget it goes into a game. We don't know how much money they spent on Elden Ring. It for all intents and purposes, it could be classified as a AAA game, depending on how much money was poured
no,
into it.
no, but yeah,
Yeah,
well, they're the cheaper ones because they reuse a lot of assets. So a
as
lot of things that they
comparison.
have,
So then does that make Call of Duty not a AAA game because they're always reusing assets, or your FIFA or your Madden game?
they're reusing assets, but they still somehow pump in a lot of dollars on the graphics, which is the reason why.
Almost like they're giving a big budget from major because they're a major studio getting backing from major publishers.
But yeah, the Dark Souls was, or the Souls franchise, they're generally cheaper compared to actual AAA game spending budgets.
Yeah, they get a beginning, but that certainly is not the case now.
I don't know. Let me double check. Let's look at it.
I
Look.
mean, I mean, I don't know. I don't know whether we're gonna know how much they put to make this game, but they're probably gonna have money if they literally got on board the Game of Thrones author to be on the writing staff.
True.
You
Let me
know,
see.
and as well they have a and as well they're a company that shows a lot of promise and they make a lot of money, or else Bandai Namco wouldn't still be working with them, and Sony wouldn't give them the big deal to make Bloodborne.
I mean, really, they're still they go for a niche
It's
type
a
of gamers.
I guess, but it's a big
That's
niche.
the
It's
thing.
That's the thing. How is it really a niche if they're big sellers?
I mean, considering that like Dark Souls 1 and 2 are still played and Demon Souls is getting played now, it's always like a trickle down effect whenever it comes to them doing things.
All I'm just saying is, at a time you could argue that From Software Souls games were not AAA and for a niche audience, but at this point they have grown so tremendously, and with making other games like Sekiro and Bloodborne, that no, by all intents and definitions, they are not. They're no longer a mid tier developer. They're a AAA developer, getting backing, getting extensive promotion, marketing, and budgets by AAA publishers.
It says here that at least from other people, they just says that their budget's high, but not Naughty Dog levels of expensive. Sekiro was their first modern game with more cutscenes and dialogue. From Soft style is more gameplay with environmental storytelling.
But that's just design.
Uh,
That's nothing to do with the classification of what's AAA just because of design.
I mean, a lot of AAA game devs are actually getting angry at them for not using the designs that they like.
uh, that's funny. That's funny.
Like the most people would say, the most I would say is like double A. I don't even know if that's a term, but double A is best term.
It's you could use it. The problem is Double A is already used for something else.
Really?
Alcohol Anonymous.
Nah, screw them.
That's kind of the point why they're there. But
Because then if that with that logic, you can't call games AAA games because then it's gonna be the AAA. Comparing it to the towing companies or the insurance companies of the AAA.
hey look, if the WWE can get sued for using WWF, never say never. Never say
Yeah.
never. But
Either way,
and
the game
also
itself.
Douglas does make a point that AAA is not even it's an informal classification anyways. So it's not like it's not a actual, how put this. It's not a legal definition. it obviously means something, and it has a lot of people definition to it, but there's no like there's no legal and there's no actual definition for the phrase triple A. No literary definition, you could say.
I know. Well, that's the thing, that there's no actual definition. But
Yeah.
either way, the companies themselves, it doesn't matter what you want to say about your definition of being publisher or not. Companies themselves are trying to put an arm's length from Elden Ring. So
Yeah.
that's why I'm considering it non AAA if they want to
No,
separate themselves from another game company.
by that point, you're just describing they're designing games differently than what are the current trends for most modern games. It has nothing to do with what's triple A or not. It's just game. It's literally just they're just complaining about game design
But
decisions
here's the thing.
between
Here's the thing. I'm
developers.
not saying that. They're saying that.
Okay.
They're the ones separating it. I'm not saying anything about separating them because of that. I'm just saying they're the ones separating, so I'm just going by their logic.
And our logic is flawed.
Exactly.
Flawed, I say.
That's all I'm saying. That I'm just saying that they want to separate themselves to Elden Ring.
They want to
Well, go
segregate
ahead.
themselves. I say.
Yeah, well then go ahead, because this game is making millions and you're stuck with a crappy game like Ubisoft Watch Dogs or whatever they're called.
Isn't it like Watch Dog Legions or something?
But anyways, like, and it's funny that most of the, considering that said Ubisoft, it's like a lot of the Ubisoft devs are the ones that are complaining.
Well, I mean, to be fair, they're French, so what are you gonna do?
But yeah, they're getting mad at the user experience, saying it's garbage, and like the questing is garbage. Like, okay, just because the questing doesn't have a checklist of kill 5 rabbits,
Just
kill
because
10 wolves.
just because there's not a bunch of text saying collect 5 feathers in this area does not mean it's bad design.
Or that, like, just because pretty much the game is like, from Soft, they always made their games like this. I don't care if you miss something. If you miss something, oh well.
You can
That's
you can always play
like,
it again.
exactly, and there is new game plus after, anyways.
Ghetto says, honestly, Oscar's heavy die when he pushed Horizon back to play Elden Ring, then push it back again to play Final Fantasy Origins. Man. I should probably check out FF Origins. Okay, give another Final Fantasy game a shot. What? No, not actual. By definition, triple A action RPG game. You can't deny that. Ubisoft dev, whatever.
Well, considering that Final Fantasy, that I haven't heard any bad things from other devs saying to Final Fantasy, then
They probably just haven't played it yet because they're busy making they're busy trying to reiterate their 7th version of their UX on their current game.
yeah.
We're not making a game, Jack. We're making an experience.
My God. But yeah, the game is pretty fun. I like the fact that it has that freedom with the questing. Actually, just now, recently, I found out that I unlocked another ending I could do, and I didn't do it. So
Time to do it again.
So far, I found 2 endings. I can't do them because if I do the ending, it's not like how it is with Nier, where you do the ending, quick credit roll, and then you can play the game again. You do the ending, and then that's it. You have to play the whole game again to do the other ending.
Yeah, nice. Also, Ghetto says, not really triple A. A lot of it was reused from Neo. Why would FromSoft have assets from Team Ninja?
FromSoft?
I'm just saying Ghetto. Like, obviously, they're gonna reuse certain animations and certain mechanics.
Oh, I thought he was talking about Final Fantasy. I was like, what?
Wait, but no, that still wouldn't make any sense because Neo's not a Square Enix property; it's a Team Ninja property. Wait, Final Fantasy Origins is Team Ninja? Hold on a sec. Wait,
it
it is? Wait, why was the first time hearing about it? This is literally the
Because you're
first time.
slow. I'm
Orale.
sorry. It was because my brother, he kept telling me about. He kept saying it was like Team Ninja, Team Ninja, Team Ninja, to the point where I'm like, oh, okay, now I realize what you're saying.
I
But
I thought it was like from Square Enix themselves. I didn't realize it was Team Ninja doing Final Fantasy. Actually, that
yep,
explains a lot. Actually, that
that does
explains a
explain a
lot.
lot.
Now my curiosity is at an all time peak. Now I really gotta check out this game.
But
Uh,
yeah, I'm
Ghetto
gonna wait
says,
for my brother to see what he says.
"Do you fall fast?" And he's like, "No, I don't." That's why I'm sincerely astonished. I did not realize Team Ninja was making Final Fantasy Origins. Keep in mind, Square Enix put out so many Final Fantasy related content that, and like something like that is I'm not gonna hear because I assume it's like, oh, it's another Final Fantasy thing, and they're just shoveling down our throats again.
They really do blur together.
Exactly. So, and but they realized from Neo. Interesting, but I guess it make well that makes sense. You got to use what you got. That's the smart thing to do. Instead of creating new stuff all the time, just use what you have, change it up, put any texture on it, boom, call it a day.
I mean,
It
hey,
works. It worked. Hey, it worked for Nintendo back in 1987.
it works for FromSoft.
Hey, exactly.
A lot of the enemies you see in the game is just reused, like the big enemy, the crabs,
Big enemy
big
crab,
crabs.
giant enemy crab.
Now there's giant enemy prawns
Ooh, oh,
or crawfish.
that was certainly scare the Australians.
Now
That reminds me though. Speaking of eggs,
eggs.
eggs. When did the second Sonic movie come out? Gotta double
Man,
check.
it was soon. I thought it was like in April. No.
It comes out to no, it doesn't come out today.
Like we're going ending stream now. I'm gonna pick you up.
It's like I'm gonna miss work for I'm gonna make worse work for this on a job I just started.
Hell yeah.
Because there's important things like Sonic the Hedgehog 2. That's some real shit. All right, let's see. Sonic 2 coming out. When does it come out? It come April. Oh yeah, we're still a month away. April 8th. So yeah, we're still a month away. Ooh, that could be. I could put. I can. That's around that time. I could have a day off, so Jack and I could watch it together.
I feel sad.
What? Why you feel sad?
That's a Friday.
Oh, April 8th. Oh.
Now
Well, I mean,
the gears are turning. Yep.
no, we'll just watch it the week. We'll just watch it a few days after the release. I mean, when's the last time you actually saw a movie on the day it released? Let's be real here.
That is a good question.
Ghetto
You're
said,
right.
Ghetto says, I can't believe the only movie I care about this year is a Sonic the Hedgehog movie. Oh, what strange times we live in, Ghetto.
You know,
What strange times we live in.
I remember my brother. He actually asked me because it's been a long time. Oh, wait, was it my brother? Thinking.
Was it your brother's brother?
No, it was my supervisor. It was my supervisor.
Ah, your supervisor's brother. Got it.
He was confused, and I am actually kind of surprised. He was confused why Knuckles was a villain in the second movie.
Ah, I see. He don't know. He don't know the lore.
Even though he said that he played a lot of the Sonic games, I'm like, oh well,
Yeah,
he's
but
just like
yeah,
a
nowadays
bad guy in the
that can
second
be
movie.
anything. Now,
Yeah,
like you could say,
nowadays it can be anything. He could
yeah,
have played Sonic Forces for all I cared.
or worse, Shao. Actually, or better, depending on your point of view. Shao the Hedgehog.
But yeah, he was confused and he thought that Knuckles was always a good guy, which I mean, kinda. He's more of a grump than anything.
What a grump. Knuckles is always a grump.
But yeah, like I just told him, like, yeah, he's just like he was just tricked by the Eggman Sonic 2. Like even in
Bamboozled.
the game.
He was
But yeah,
bamboozled. Ghetto, how do you feel that your hero get bamboozled by an Eggman? Tell me how does that make you feel? He
And
was
I even
he was tricked.
and then I remember Nick was asking me, or
Kerfuffled.
my supervisor, he was like, "Then why is he like so mean?" And like, "Oh, that's just how he is." He's like, "That you don't know his theme song?" He's like, "No." I'm like, yeah, his name is Knuckles, and he doesn't chuckle. And he's just like, "What?" Like, yeah, it's part of the Sonic, the Sonic
and and then
DX.
and then you play his theme song over the PA speakers. Tougher than the rest of the. You can call me Knuckles. I like Sonic. I don't chuckle. I rather flex my muscles. I'm hard as nails. It ain't hard to tell. I break it up whether you're solid or so. I forget the next. I forget now. I need Ghetto and Virgil's power to complete the rap. I need their power.
But yeah, it's wild that we're in an age where we're like excited for a Sonic movie.
And not only that, Mario movie's coming up. So that means we're gonna. So that I said this before. I said this before. I'm gonna say it again. Their rivalry that started on the game consoles is now gonna move up to the cinema.
But
They're
I feel like Sonic is gonna one up Mario in the movies.
It's possible, and that's
It's
just
not. I have it's like an 80% sure because I don't like the idea that they have a voice cast of all star voice cast.
I'm
And
surprised they didn't have The Rock.
yeah, and then like it's made by the same company that does the movie Sing.
But more famously, Despicable Me.
Yes, Illuminations. That now I remember Illuminations,
Yeah.
which I am worried.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. I'm not. Yeah. There's tons of not evidence, but let's just say there's tons of what's that word I'm looking for?
The bell is tolling right now, and it's tolling for Mario.
No, it's not totally. I'll see. There's a lot of credence. There's the word I'm looking for. Credence that the Mario movie. It probably won't underperform financially speaking, but it probably will be seen as just a very generic kids movie. I think that's the like. I doubt it's gonna be something terrible. But it's gonna have a worse fate. It's just gonna be seen as generic, a very safe movie. Wow, and Sonic's gonna flourish, and you know what that means? Because keep in mind, remember, Sega made their own movie studio for Sonic, so they get more monies. That means more Sega properties can be made to movies or TV shows
Hopefully, that means they'll open back up the Sega arcades.
in Japan.
Yeah, there's
There,
only one still left standing.
oh, I mean the one Akihabara.
Yeah, and I think that one's closing down too.
No, no,
It's
the
going
those
down,
damn youngins and their gotcha mobile games.
and they're pachinkos for
Well,
the old people.
yeah, yeah. Well, no, they're long gone. You know, that's not the audience. But it's like, how else we're gonna exploit the youth with all these fluffy plushies that they spend hundreds of yen on just to get one?
Hey, hey, hey!
Am I wrong?
100 yen is $1.
Yeah, that's why I said that's why I said a lot of 100 yen.
Yeah, that's a lot of ones,
Yeah,
which is actually cheaper than the ones that I have to get on my phone.
yeah, because you're doing it from your phone.
Yeah,
Casual.
but I've actually gotten some good. I won some good prizes recently. I got 3 more figurines, and this time since I actually have a place to put them, I put them up there. All my
How's
winning.
Huzzah! And so you can look at them right there and go, "Yeah, I did it."
And it's funny because it's like usually I just whenever I win something, I usually just like I'm like, all right, I won it. That's it.
It's like, yay!
I didn't really want this. I just wanted the journey of winning.
No, he says that, but what it is his Jack. He's like, "Give me that claw, give it to me." No, I don't care about what's inside it. Just give me something to put on the claw. Put it in my
Literally,
veins.
literally, because I recently won a some kind of like I guess famous mascots over there in Japan. They have a lot of mascots, but yeah, it was a glass with those mascots. I'm like, oh, that looks like a nice glass. I'll probably use it as my winning glass for whatever, like on special occasions.
His special cup. This is Jack's cup. Do not drink from Jack's cup.
Yep.
If you
My
drink,
cup.
if you drink from Jack's cup, you will die. Your hair pink,
Oh.
and then kill yourself
Oh, okay.
because you dyed your hair pink. But yeah, it's strange to think that the big movie, I think most of us, mostly most of us, are excited for is a Sonic movie. But hey, hey, that's just how it is, man. That's just how it is. Unless you really want to see that Medea movie, which I thought that was finished, but I guess Medea never really finishes. Does it? Never really.
You know what? Something. Speaking of Sonic, there's something haven't properly and thoroughly experienced, and you know what that is?
Vigorously, what?
Vigorously. Sonic 06.
Mm, mm, mm. Do you really want to vigorously endure that?
Yes.
What's stopping you?
I need to find the actual files. And plus, it's kind of hard to play the game because it's not on PC.
Mm, mm,
It's only on Xbox 360 and PS3.
mm,
But
mm.
I found that there's an emulator, and maybe I'll try to play it. It
Well,
will be a doozy.
I mean,
Hopefully, I don't. Hopefully, I don't get stuck with the silver infinitely killing me.
it's no
It's over.
use.
It's no use. It's over.
And
It's no use.
and then replay that, and then just keep replaying that to the end. No use. Hey, at least the game has good music. Oh, speaking of good music, speaking of good music, so I'm gonna say it right here, right now. My not controversial, not hot take. Right, you ready for this? It's not controversial. It's not a hot take.
All right.
Uh, okay, all right. Look, I really like Cowboy Bebop music, right? And it's a great soundtrack. But there's one particular song I really like because you want to know why? I'll say it. You want to know why?
Why?
Because I feel like that song takes you on a journey, and when you listen to it, you realize there's a lot of creative things they're doing with the song.
Is it
And
that one song where he's falling?
oh no, not Greenberg. No, no, no. I believe this song may not. I might be wrong, but I believe this song may not have been used for the actual TV show. I believe this song may have been used for the Cowboy Bebop movie.
Ah.
I could be wrong. The song itself is called "God Knock a Little Harder," and I just it's been I only mention this because back in high school I used to that song a lot of times, but over the years is you go you move past whatever you're going whatever you're into at that point. You move on to something else, and sometimes you don't check back after a while. And I haven't really listened to that song in such a long time, but hearing it again, and now that I guess you could say musically matured,
Mhm.
if that's a phrase. I'm hearing it, and I'm just hearing a lot of things I just never noticed. I just never noticed of of essentially what it is. Like this that are so obvious that I don't know why I know this now. So number one, it's a gospel song through and through. Like Rick, it's it's an anime gospel song. Huh? Jack, can you
No, we
think anything
we
that
should have played
describes
that.
that?
We should have played that on we, when we were both in the same church. We should have played that.
Not that type of gospel song.
Oh,
It doesn't. It's not praising. It's not like it's praising the Lord, but it's the style of gospel music.
oh, it has that same vibe. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's the same vibe. Even the chord progressions and the key. It has the chanting. Would be surprised if the main singer wasn't a black lady. Probably isn't. Probably an Asian lady, but she can sing that style real well.
Oh, okay. So it's black gospel vibe, like where it's like very jubilant and like high energy.
Yeah, yeah. Now there is biblical references in the song. Only one though, with to Cain and Abel, but that's really it. It doesn't go really deeper than that.
And I want more music like that. That's the one thing that sucks about I guess it's just because I've never listened to it that much, but like whenever it comes to like Spanish churches, they never have
Yeah,
that same type of gospel.
yeah, I know what you're talking. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. And it's a shame. Now there's some artists who could definitely do it, but it's a culture thing. It's very they're not really gonna get into that style. At least
Yeah,
artists who want to make that type of music for a living. I'm sure there's some
yeah.
independent artist that does that. But man, hearing it and then heck, I didn't even know there was a key change halfway into the song.
Ooh, now that is pretty interesting.
Oh my gosh. And just oh my god, it's one of those things that by the end of it, it's like it like makes you really want to get up and everything. It's like god dang. And 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 because of the heavy bias, I'm like, man, much as I love my anime OPs and for how hype they get, as like just music, like just looking at things just through music and this and how much artistic thought is put into it, and of course pure raw emotion out of performances and so forth. That will always top it for me. Ghetto says sings what? Oh, gotta gotta give us more context gotta give us more context. Sings what? Any more time for that question, Ghetto? I don't know what you're referring to. No, I'm not gonna say it. No, I just want to express it because it just that thought just came to me, and it's one of those things where no one's gonna agree with me on this, but that's okay. I don't have to. This is pretty. It's just how I feel.
Oh,
Oh, what song is it? It's called uh, "Gotta Knock a Little Harder." I guess by the Seatbelts, which was the band that Yoko Kanno performed with for a majority of the songs of the Cowboy Bebop soundtrack. Now, as for which one, I always forget which OST because there's actually like several Cowboy Bebop OSTs, if you can believe it, Jack. There's not just like one big one for an entire show. There's multiple. Some of them you
oh.
reuse the same songs, but
With
so,
different titles?
no, it's just because different compilations came out over the years.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
So, but it is called "God Knock a Little Harder." You can search it up. Um, I remember back then it was actually a hard song to listen to. Hard as in availability. The best you have was just listen to on YouTube. Nowadays, nowadays you can literally listen on any music platform you want. And
Hmm.
a girl says, "Oh, that's right." Yeah, yeah. Listen, maybe it's just me, but I just really enjoy that song for what it is. And maybe it is just because it's very different from what you hear from, I guess, any type of music coming from anime. I mean, that's why, because it doesn't sound like it belongs in an anime. Heck, the song's even in English, so that should tell you something.
Speaking of anime, I gotta tell you something.
T-
It's gonna shock you.
Tell me why. Tell me what you want.
So, recently, this past week, uh, my supervisor convinced me to give Naruto another try.
He must have been pretty convincing for you to even consider that.
His argument was, since you don't like the filler, the whole thing is complete anyways. It's on Netflix. You could just skip the filler without having to wait anymore. I'm like, you know what? That was a big put off for me. Where it was always big fights gonna happen. Then we proceed to see two ninjas jumping on trees for 10 seconds and then them talking about what happened 5 episodes ago. Next week, you see those same two ninjas. Now it's the other ninja talking about what happened to them and from their point of view 5 episodes ago. Goes back to the fight, and you're like on the next week. It goes back to fight. Now it's the enemy that's in that fight thinking about what happened 5 episodes ago. Like literally, that's how it was, and that's what put me off from the show.
Now, I do want to ask this question.
Mm-hmm.
Aside from maybe obtaining it legally, what's stopping you from just reading the manga, where
Uh,
it's a quicker experience, and you don't have to bother having to look up which episode to skip.
because it's easier for me when it comes to working at night and not. If I'm always buried in my phone, then I can't look up.
Fair enough. I
So
mean, I
I mean,
figured.
I usually watch it at work where I have something to kill time.
I see. I get
But
that.
yeah, like that's how usually it works for me. I want uh if I try to read something, I will read it and then I'll kind of be lost into reading and I won't be paying attention to my surroundings.
I see. I guess in that case, I can see why. Just outside of that specific scenario, I just don't see why not reading the manga is an option. But for that specific purpose, yeah, I can understand just going through the anime and skipping certain episodes.
But yeah, like I mean it's just there to kill time for me and maybe give it another chance, but my god, it's hard.
Are you gonna watch it dub or sub?
I am watching it dubbed.
Okay,
Uh
I
because
remember.
then if I do watch it subbed, then I have to actually
But
like
you have to
read
still
the
read.
I still have to read the subtitles, which at my job is not that great, especially if it's a very long series like Naruto.
Well, why don't you just learn Japanese, doofus?
Yeah, why don't I just learn Japanese? But uh, I'm recently at the tuning exams and at the
Ah,
part where everything's going crazy. There's all out war between one village and another village,
so you're at the part where I stop.
and I'm here thinking to myself, it's still kind of slow.
Well, good luck with Shippuden then.
But like, here's the worst part.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, so far it's good in the sense of its world building. It like it doesn't break every rule as far as I know. Like whenever someone does a jutsu, they literally say, "Hey, you can't do that at that time because you'll get punished." Like in the sense of like you're opening yourself up to an attack. I get that, but I heard from like Naruto Shippuden, it flies out the window, and it's just like everyone's just like flapping their arms around, and then they just do their jutsu.
I
And at this moment in time, kunai and shurikens are deadly.
well,
They're actually deadly.
yeah, because they're sharp objects being thrown at you at high velocities.
Yeah, unlike older like later seasons where it's like, oh, you're throwing paper at me.
or or literal paper, which burns and explodes.
Oh yeah, paper bombs. I forgot about those. But like so far, it's fine. I just I don't like the fact that they kind of like their little flashbacks are overdrawn. They're like, okay, we get it. We literally saw this. Like, if it was in the case of watching it week by week, they're like, okay, we literally saw this like a week ago. Why do you have to put a whole minute long flashback about this certain thing?
Yeah, I remember being annoyed with that during um the very first arc of the show.
I'm just like, okay, like I've this is the one anime where I had to like I regularly had to skip through a good chunk. Like, okay, skip 10 seconds. Okay, it's still going. Skip 10 seconds. Okay, let me just keep skipping. and it's like already close to the end. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Just keep skipping. Just keep skipping. What do? We skip, skip.
And then there was the whole thing where it's like an egregious, like, oh yeah, we're gonna sneak in this filler for you, which is literally one of the characters like, oh, we're here to like, all the characters are getting ready to do their I think their second part of the exam where they have to fight in this battle royale inside the some like caged in wood forest. And one of the side characters like, oh yeah, we're doing this paper for our class. We were just gonna interview everyone. Like, oh, okay. And proceeds to do many different dialogues where it's like, hi, my name is Naruto Uzumaki, and I want to be the Hokage. I'm like, no, skip episode.
Oh man,
And I'm here thinking to myself, man, how do people like this?
that's the trick. They don't.
I don't know about that. It seems like people like it, and I'm here like I can tolerate it, at least for now.
No, you know what it is in sincerity? It's that pretty much when the show gets all action packed and the big dramatic moments happen. Oh yeah, everyone's in a Naruto fan. But when everything else happens, that's when the Naruto fan starts to quiet down.
But yeah, like it it is a slot. Like people usually talk about the tuning exams being fun. I'm here thinking to myself, I don't remember this being very slow paced.
Yeah, and
Like,
also you also gotta keep in
yeah,
mind that it's literally made. It was made. Oh my gosh, it was made in a different time with a different standards for television.
that is true.
So in many aspects, a lot of the way that that show was originally not animated, but originally layout plot wise and how things are structured for the episodes, I guess by modern lens is probably outdated. Even more so
Man,
even more so than actual like old anime like from the 70s and
man, you don't
80s.
know that half of it. Whenever I watched the first episode, I'm like, oh man, I could feel the old the difference in time periods right now because like oh the slapstick like faces where everyone's shocked, it's like super exaggerated. The super exaggerated nosebleeds that sometimes do still happen in anime, but it's less often and it's not as slapstick as it is with Naruto. I'm like, man, this was definitely made in a different time.
Yeah, it's just when DBZ's the DBZ influence is still at its peak.
Even then, even DBZ, it wasn't that bad. Whenever I went back to look at it,
Well,
and I
DBZ,
was looking at the
well DBZ no, but Dragon Ball yes.
okay, then yeah, I understand that more better, yeah. But but yeah, it was like it was jarring to me for a second. It was so jarring that like all this slapstick was there, and then like the sexy jutsu stuff. God, sexy jutsu.
Oh, Ghetto says One Piece still does it. Yeah, but One Piece started around the time Naruto started, so it makes
It's,
sense.
it's still going.
It's still going.
It's still going.
It's still going.
Uh,
But
isn't it
apparently,
like
though, the manga's in its final arc. Apparently,
isn't it like the time span that like the whole series is like only a year or something? I don't remember.
no. There's actually is a time skip. So the whole starts the whole series. A lot of
Oh
years do
yeah,
pass. I
there
think
was a time skip.
what you're thinking about is that there's a story arc that takes place within 3 days, and those are the longest 3 days you ever experience.
Yeah, and then like the yeah, I forgot about the time skip. That was like when it went from suddenly boobless Nami to
To boob full Nami, boob
yeah
full,
to
boob
Nami
more,
that said, "Give me all your boob energy." Every other anime character, and she just like put them in her chest.
and then she shares it with the every other female character in that show.
Yeah, I
I love the reason for why they're designed like that.
and it's funny how I know her name but no one else except for Luffy because he's the like freaking poster child.
Not even Zoro?
I forgot about him. But like literally, I never watched One Piece. I only know Luffy because he's the poster child. Nami because everyone makes fun of how her boobs just suddenly went from A cups to humongous cups.
Hey man, puberty hit her hard.
Yeah, puberty hit you hard.
That means you also don't remember what's it? Let's see. Sanji and who's the Pinocchio one? I always forget his
All right,
name.
so let me see if you can quiz me. So Zoro's the one with the 3 swords, right?
That's correct.
Sanji, or that's how you say his name?
Yeah. Oh no,
Was
no
he the
wait.
one that
Oh
like
wait.
in Four Kids
Go ahead.
like they changed his cigarette to a lollipop?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know how the hell I remember this, but yeah. There you go.
Gail says oh she was 17 in the I guess in the early stories. Huh.
Huh.
Then puberty hit her late then.
Late bloomer.
Well, she bloomed all right.
Yeah.
Gail says Robin is the best girl. I am aware of who Robin is, but not who she is as a character.
I do not know who that is.
Nico Robin, look her up. I'm sure you'll get millions of results.
Eh.
I'm
I don't care too much for One Piece.
still trying to figure out Pinocchio, man. Oh God, is that Oolong? God dang it! I know it's not Oolong because that's
Oh,
Dragon Ball.
for a second I thought you said that was his name. I'm like, but I know who you're talking about. The guy with the freaking
Oh,
big nose.
what was his name? God dang it! Oh God, what was his name? Not
Let me
Milo.
see.
I know it's not
What if
Milo.
I just type in
Usopp. Thank you, Ghetto. Usopp. That's his name. Usopp.
Usopp?
Us.
Usopp.
Usopp. Usa. Uka.
Ikambokum.
Ikam bokum. Uka. Yibba jibba yabba yabba.
Or what was the
Yabba jabba.
what did the what did the mask say in Crash Bandicoot whenever you picked up another mask?
Uka.
Was it that?
It was either that or
Yeah.
just
Yeah, that.
just uh. But I remember the master's name was Uka, and he had a rival named Aku.
Oh my god, I forgot about Aku Aku.
Everyone forgets about Aku. That's because it didn't. That's because they didn't play Wrath of Cortex, the original Crash Bandicoot 4, the one where it's actually how to put this. That game is good in many ways, but also mediocre in other ways too. It's a very mixed bag of a game. I owned it when I beat it, and let's just say after being the first time, there was less incentive for me to replay the game. Mostly because all the the normal stages were fine and fun to play. The vehicle stuff, some of it was all right, but most of it was like very underwhelming. Especially the ball one, where you're in this giant hamster ball. You have to go through these through these rail things, being in the ball, which doesn't control that well. So you end up fighting with the controls most of the time.
Oh, okay.
The plane stuff were cool though. You get to be in a plane using fruit as ammunition. But
Do you lose those Wampa fruits if you shoot them?
no, no,
Okay.
no, you don't. It's just how they look. Maybe there actually are real bullets, but I remember them as just looking like the fruit.
I would assume it was wacky enough for them to use the fruit as a weapon.
Probably. Oh, and you also get to play as Crash's sister in that game, Coco. She was
Yeah.
she was neat.
She's
She,
adorable.
yeah, she was. Yo, says Robin and Frankie were 29 and 34. I don't even know who Frankie is.
Frankie. That sounds familiar.
There's another One Piece character.
I know, but it sounds familiar.
Because Frankie Muniz from Malcolm in the Middle. But actually, coming up close.
Wait,
It's coming up. It's coming up close to my bedtime, so I think it's about to start wrapping things up.
did you just say Muniz? Isn't it Muniz?
Muniz. Frankie.
Oh, Muniz.
Yeah, or Muniz. Frankie Muniz.
They're all
Italian.
white people.
Da-da-da-da.
I thought it was always pronounced Muniz.
No, he's.
Damn.
Well, I mean, he's white, but he's Italian white. I mean, with a
Damn.
name like Frankie, come on.
Damn, my
Forget.
world has been shattered.
Forget about it. Just
My
forget
world has
about it.
been. Frankie was like the older brother, right?
No, he was Malcolm, the middle child.
Oh, you mean like the you meant the actual actor.
Oh no! Just drop it. Just drop it. Don't worry about it. Any case, we gotta start wrapping things up. You got anything to announce, Jack?
You're confusing me. My brain is fried.
Awesome. That's the best way to work.
I blame Naruto.
Ghetto. Oh, actually, I'll say this for we really close off. So recently, I saw an interview with him that he did with Steve-O and like Steve-O's YouTube channel, and apparently the whole thing of him not remembering feeling locked in the middle is a exaggeration.
Oh, okay.
So here's the thing. It wasn't like the way it's kind of spread around is that he got this big stroke a few years ago, which caused him to lose his memories of that time. Which that's not actually the case. He actually does. He has a condition. I forget what the actual disease is that causes him to give little minor strokes. Over the years, he's nowadays he doesn't really have those too much anymore because the doctors have found out what's his real underlying condition. But prior to that, it was something he had to deal with continually, and because of that, he obviously remembers his time on the show. It's just that ask him anything very specific, he's not gonna really remember much. So it's not like he completely forgets he was even in the show. It's more like it's more like that time period of his life is except for select moments, it's just kind of a big blur because of what he was going through with his health. But it's not something he completely forgets and has no memory of.
Yeah, I remember you talking about that one time, and I was like pretty sad. But I'm glad that it's not completely the case.
No, and he's fine. And he's fine. He's doing well. Playing basketball. So apparently he does a lot. Plays a lot of basketball. But so he's fine. He's healthier than he's ever been, and it's just a thing that the internet took to its most extreme for something that is for him is not that big of a deal.
I mean, it's like that time when people said that Fluffy died.
And then if for Fluffy to find out himself, oh my god, I died.
Yeah.
or I know there's one for
Or
me.
any celebrity that they said that they died.
Yeah.
Like with PewDiePie, they said that he retired, even though he's just like, I'm gonna take a break.
Yeah. Although unfortunately for me, because a lot of celebrities I like are very old, if I hear the news that they die, I most likely believe it.
God damn, yeah, that's true.
Oh my god.
Maybe we'll get famous enough, and people will say we died.
Oh, if we get famous enough to people make up stories of our deaths, we made it. We made it. You're right there with Elvis. Right there. Which, speaking of, I actually want to see that movie. I'm sure it's not going to be great, but I like Elvis, so whatever. All right, no, we really got to close out now. Jack, anything you'd like to announce?
Let's see. So with Tuesday, I wasn't able to stream. I will be streaming other stuff now, and I do promise that. It's just that last time I had to actually get through that boss because if not, I was locked out of so much content in Elden Ring without having to. Yeah, pretty much that. So I'm gonna be going back to playing Ace Attorney or the Great Attorney and other games, and hopefully maybe find a way to play Sonic 06 on stream. That'll be something.
One day. And when that date comes, I will be disappointed.
Why?
Because you're playing
You don't want
Sonic.
to see my frustration on going through every level and then breaking it by accident?
No. No.
Okay.
When there's literally better Sonic games to play, you pick the worst one. Okay, whatever.
But the
Any,
music.
which you can listen separately. You don't have to play the game,
No,
listen to the music.
no, I gotta play the music.
Any case, on as far as my end, progress has been made on on the next comic review. Edit, recording is done on the editing phase, and and I'll put some time into that to edit that. It's not gonna be a long video, so it won't take me long before you'll see that video come be real. And of course, I'll still spending time working on the mixtape, making sure I gain that to Jack. However, I do want to stress that there is going to be a significant change in my schedule. Obviously, with a new job, that is what it's going to be. Now, for the rest of the month, things will still be the same. I'll still be able to do episodes every Wednesday, and I still will be able to do chill streams on Saturday. Only for this month. Come April, my schedule is going to be completely different, and it's going to we're going to play out to see how it is. I do not believe we're gonna have to change the when the HAC show goes live, but I will have to make an addendum to my chill streams. So that's something that's gonna be a real possibility, and I may not be. I don't want to stop doing them, but I may have to reschedule them. But I'll have to talk with y'all on my server, see if the new times will be more convenient. If not, then worst come to worst, I may have to stop doing the chill streams because of just my responsibilities. And so in my case, I would literally only go live for the JAC show and nothing else. But that all depends on what we see in the immediate on when that time comes. So for now, hopefully that worst case scenario doesn't happen. I'll try to make sure there's a chill stream for the rest of March, because who knows what's gonna happen for the rest of the year. Who knows? So with that, thank you very much for watching episode 112 of the JAC Show. Gaji, I see you there, dude. Thanks for coming in. For coming in. Hope you rewatched the replay of this episode. A lot of fun conversations going around. Glad you can made it. You're at the final tail end of the show. And with that, thank you very much for watching. And this is Hack and Jack saying, "Oh, I'm sorry. I'm messing up my catchphrase. This is Hack and Jack signing out."